G'day guys, I'm Attila. I'm new to the four-wheel drive YouTube scene. However, I just picked up a rusty dual cab Landcruiser 79 series with the VDJ in it. I just picked it up off the auctions for 14.5 grand. And I'm planning on building it. I was going to make a series to see how bad really is a 350,000 kilometer X-Mines 79 series. So yeah, I got to pick it up. So today's Monday. I'm supposed to pick it up either Wednesday or Friday. So I'll update you guys with that, and I'll record you when I'm going there. But I'm keen, so we'll find out. All right, today's Wednesday. I look a bit different. I shaved, and I ended up picking up the Cruiser yesterday after work. So I'm on holidays now. I've just taken some time off to work on this Cruiser, and I'm going to Bali. So yeah, here's what she looks like. Here she is, dual cab Cruiser. Yeah, so I'll give you a full walk around, but a couple things. One, obviously it's rough. Yes, it's got rust, whatever. It's all fixable. Two, the mechanical issues that I noticed with it while I'm driving. I drove it from Welshpool to like Morley, so you're in Perth. You know, it's about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I noticed one that obviously these mines cars drive on corrugated roads, so it's you know, it drives on these corrugated roads, and it doesn't like, wheel bearings don't like that. So wheel bearings are bad. It's got a pretty decent death wobble. That's fine. But the issue that has kind of shook me to tears a little bit is that it is overheating, which is not too ideal. However, I don't think it's anything too serious, because when I went to go look at the car before I bought it, I should have done more due diligence, but it is what it is. It doesn't overheat while idling, it only overheats while you're driving it. So I reckon there's probably a blockage in the radiator or thermostat, because if they're using tap water from, or I presume this is an ex-cow car, Kalgoorlie, the water, the minerals in the water, there's a lot of calcium and stuff in the water there. That's what causes this rust. So, sorry about the sun. Yeah, so it is kind of, you know, we'll see what it is, but I'm bringing it to the workshop now, and I'll pull the thermostat off and see how it goes. But we'll planning on doing a coolant flush, water pump, thermostat and radiator, and hoping that it's not anything too bad. But I don't think it is too bad, because it's only overheating while it's under load. So maybe the thermostat's not opening up. You know, we'll find out. But I'll do a flush the block and flush the radiator and see how it goes. But I'll give you a quick walk around and show you what you get for 14 grand, which is a lot of money for a car that's overheating, but it is what it is. Right, here she is. So I've noticed it's got two new rims in the front. Tyres have got tread, but obviously it gets hot and whatever, so they're not the best. Bull bar is rusty. It's nothing you can't put your finger through, but I'm planning on building this car, so the bull bar isn't a concern. It's got an upside down light force light bar on it, so winning. It's got two above, I'd say it's above average aerials. You wouldn't even know what to do with them, they're that big. So yeah, she's all golden. You've got rust or surface rust here from obviously where all the rocks and shit are picked up and they've chipped away over the years of driving this thing's had on site. You've got rust here, but you can't put your finger through it. So I'm thinking I'm gonna do the old fucking Y-wheel and bog. Same as up here. It looks worse than what it really is. I've tried to put a screwdriver through it, nothing's going through, so it's not too far gone. The door here has over opened. The check strap must have failed, and you know, they must have parked it or whatever, and wind's picked it up. So it needs a new quarter. Door is also taken in front of it. So new quarter, new door. It's all fixable, it's all replaceable, right? And the plan is for me is I want to build this car. I want to make it something nice, you know. I'm pretty much whatever. This is just the chassis. I'm planning on building everything on it. I want to get a tub. I want to do the full interior. I want to make it all look pretty and build it for forward driving. You know, tub or tray, my bad. Not too rusty, just surface shit. I bought this one because it was a dual cab first of all, and the rust wasn't too bad. Probably the worst of it is here on the tow bar. I don't know if I'll replace this or I'm going to try wheel it down and fix it, but you know, it's kind of getting to the point where I'm like, yeah, might as well just replace it. I'm just worried the bolt's going to snap, because that's the biggest issue. It's not the rust itself, it's that every single bolt is going to want to snap. So it's got coating on it, like they probably did it before I went up to site, you know. It's got, you know, aftermarket shocks and springs and all that. I don't think it has a GVM upgrade. I got to check, but I don't think it has a GVM upgrade. It's got a dent here in the rear quarter, which is not, I'm not too happy about that, because it's not exactly a part you can just replace. So you've got to try panel beat that out. Doors, quarters, whatever, everything on the front end is all right, because these cruisers are like Lego, man. You can take all this shit off, you know. You can take this off, you can take the inner guards off, you can take the bonnet off, you can take the rad support out. It's all like easy enough, you know, like everything can be done. But this shell, so the roof, then, you know, the rear quarters, the kind of stuff you want to be all right. And then on the inside, it is very dirty, as we all know, because you got 100 blokes sitting this thing a day. That's kind of what I expect with a mine car, right? It's going to be dirty, you know. It's got a ripped door card. It's got, you know, dirt everywhere. It's got what's left of UHF, so it's all got the wires there. Glove box broken, you know. You can't expect a pristine car when you buy an ex-Mines car. They've had a rough life, right? I'd say buy a Mines car if you're a mechanic and you know what you're doing, or you want to have a project to tinker around with if you want to learn, right? But everything else is somewhat alright, you know. It runs fine, it drives fine. We get the bonnet popped here. Here's the donk, you know, covered in dirt. It needs a real good wash, so I'm going to pressure wash and see how it goes. Filter's brand new, so it's kind of it's either a good sign or a bad sign. A good sign that it shows it's been maintained, bad sign shows that they're probably putting a band-aid on something that you couldn't see before, right? But we'll see. Even there could be a blockage in the radiator, but that overheating issue is something I need to look at first before I start thinking of making this thing look pretty, or, you know, whatever. I want it to be mechanically all right, and then we'll start getting into all the fun stuff and making it a totally hectic bush doof cruiser. So I'll take it to the workshop, and when it's up on the hoist, I'll take a quick video and show you what I'm planning on doing. All right, so we're at the workshop, and it's leaking coolant. So the coolant it's not blocked, it's a coolant leak, right? And after pressure testing it, what it is, it's pretty common on these, is the cooler down here, all the way down in the valley. Oh, it's there. Yeah. All the way down there. I don't know if I can get a torch in there. But basically what it is that thing. I don't know if I can get a focus, but that right there is pissing out coolant. So you gotta rip the whole manifold, everything, fucking. What I'm gonna do while I'm here, because I'm already taking it off, is I'm gonna clean the whole manifold, and then I'm also gonna clean, the intake, and if the starter motor's even the slightest bit rusty, I'm gonna do that because it's common for those. And there's a little bit of heat insulation there, rip it out. Alright, so I got the intake off. This looks like it's been an absolute pain in the ass for the job. I got the top of the intake in the robo wash, so I was gonna get all the clean. I'm gonna clean the carbon while I'm here, but I have to take the rails off. And so what I've done is I've labelled every single rail. This is my first time doing this job, so I'd rather label it so I know where everything goes. So I've got 1 to 4, and yeah, it's not in the firing order, but I don't really care. And 5 to 8, so when I take everything off and I lay it down on my bench over there, where everything's going to go. Alright, so we've pulled it apart. That's what the car looks like so far. And this is the cause of the leak. So we have this little coolant block right here. And so the fuel cooler, you can see it's rotted through holes here. And so it's pissing out coolant. So what you need to do is take all this apart. I've laid it out in, when I first take it off to the last thing I've taken off, so the EGR, fuel pipes, whatever. I'm doing a clean on the intakes, to get rid of the carbon buildup. And then basically it sits down here in the plenum here. And so you just pull it out and there's a bunch of, you see all this shit, all this melted foam and shit. That's what holds in water and causes it to rot out. So I'll try my best to clean it all out and box it all up, and yeah, that's the coolant leak with the X-Mines Landcruiser. Alright, thank you. Alright, today's Friday and we're back at the cruiser. Today's the day to get it all boxed up. Got most of the parts here, waiting on a couple of gaskets, but hopefully while I'm farting around doing everything else that should come, because it's on the morning run. So we've got fuel lines, gaskets, everything. Everything we probably need to do this. So this is the old cooler. So I'll show you a bit closer what caused it to fail. Right, is this hole right here. It's rotted through, and so it's just pissing out all the coolant. Plus it's all gunked up and shit, but it's all corroded. And this is a brand new one. And yeah, fucking brand spanking new, Toyota genuine. Rather get genuine so I don't have to fuck around with shit and I know it fits. And yeah, so we'll get it all boxed up. We'll do EGR gaskets for everything, all the new fuel lines. The issue we had, or I had, is the seals were seized to the old fuel lines. And they came out, so I need to dig those seals out of the rocker covers and put new ones in, but I'm pretty sure they're just press in anyway, so it shouldn't be too bad. So I'm going to match up all those to these, make sure I've got everything and start boxing it up. But I'll show you what it looks like with the carbon clean, but I'm going to get a rag and clean all this shit out because I didn't want to take these off. I started to take them off and I realised it's just not worth it because I'm not doing a starter or anything, so I'm just going to put a couple bolts in that I took out and hopefully it should be alright. But yeah, we'll clean it all up and I'll show you what the intakes look like once I get them out of the robo wash. Alright, we are at the point now where we're boxing shit up. I've got the EGR, there you go, you got the EGR, got the new gaskets on it here, I've marked them so I remember. My underbonnet light is on flat, but got the new cooler in there. I'll flip it around so you can see it a bit better. We've got the new cooler in down there, replacing that line. Done everything in there, cleaned a bit of the shit that's down in there. I've just left rags on there. Make sure you use big rags so you don't fucking forget about it, and make sure they're a bright colour so you don't fucking leave it in there and it gets sucked in the intake. Not that it's easy to leave it there, but some places like intercooler piping and shit. Yeah, got all that done. Got all new hard lines for everything here, all the EGR gaskets, and then new push-in seals for the injector hard rails. So yeah, just gonna box it all up. Alright, we're back. Yeah, so sorry I haven't been recording as much as I wanted to, but I've just been cracking into it. So this is the intake manifold. Yeah, so it's not cleaned up the best, but this was actually, I was pulling nuggets of shit like this out of here, and pretty much what this does is it clogs up the intake, causes less fuel to go in the car, and you lose a lot of power. Probably lose around, I guess, like max 10 to 30 horsepower. I don't know the chops and changes, but it depends how clogged this is. But man, I was pulling nuggets, like these were completely blocked up. So yeah, it's better to clean it while you're here. Save yourself the heartache and replacing all the gaskets. But I've got the EGR back on, got everything else back on. Just need to start putting all the coolant lines and shit back on, and the top intake and everything. But I've laid everything out from the first thing I've taken off to the last thing, so I know this is going to go back on, then the fuel lines, and then these. I know where the rest go, but I don't exactly remember where this goes, but I've taken some photos. Ideally I should have taken more, but my hands are dirty as fuck, so I didn't bother. Now I'm paying the price, but I'll figure out where it goes. There's only one place it can fit, so Gotta get the manifold on first because I know I put them after the fuel rails, so I know the fuel rail is going to come off. And to take the manifold off, you take the fuel rails off. So chuck that on, chuck those on, and then see where else I'm going. And yeah. Alright, so we got it all boxed up. It took a matter of 2 days, maybe like 10 hours maybe to get everything replaced, replace all the lines and everything. Next step is to do the coolant, prime it and see if it starts. So I got to go to Repco and pick up some coolant on the old foot falcons. And then, yeah, we'll do a airlift. We got a tool here that pretty much makes bleeding the coolant much easier. Airlift it, slap it on, and then see if it starts and it runs all right. No coolant leaks overly. Alright, it's all back together. Yeah, it's all good. Runs and it runs. Bled the coolant, finished bleeding the coolant, and then just had someone crank on the primer. I don't know if you can see that. Hold on, let me turn the camera around. Yeah, someone primed it while I was cranking it over, started. Only issue was me being a dumb man and fucking didn't plug in that throttle. So I threw a check engine light, same throttle position. So I plugged that in, it's all good. Yeah, gotta give it a wash down and shit, but I'm glad I got it finished. Didn't take too long, but there's more work that I wanted to do, buying a car and not even getting a job at home. So it's guaranteed there's gonna be more problems. This is just one of the many. We've got to sort them all out and make it a rig. Alright, so that's it for part 1 of the Landcruiser build. I didn't know what kind of direction I was going to go with the video. I thought it was just going to be like a thing, but I decided I'll make it into a build. So the end of part 1, next part I want to focus more on cosmetic. So I want to focus on start tackling all the rusts and stuff. On top of everything, and then making it look nice and wine spec. I want to strip out the interior, and then after that I want to start making it look pretty and worrying about power mods and stuff, but for now it's kind of got to get up to scratch before I start doing all that. So we'll start sanding back all the rust on the roof. Want to take the windshield out and tackle all the rust around there, and then get a new quarter panel and everything, and then we'll start prepping and paint. So yeah, thank you all for watching. That's it so far. Thank you.